If you are a Lieutenant Colonel, O-5, and you are looking to purchase a property at Davis Monthan Air Force Base area, Tucson, Arizona, welcome to Pima County. From Afghanistan or deployment, welcome back to the desert. I want to cover the amount of how much realistically you could afford based off of 2025 BAH. If you are watching this in the future, I'm more than happy to do this for you. I do this for free as a service, and I do this because I'm also a real estate agent. I'm Garced. I went from being a special agent in the Air Force where I served for a decade active duty, and then I left that to become a full-time real estate agent. So I went from being a special agent to a real estate agent, and now I love what I do. Oh man, I used to work at OLB where I was traveling 180 days out of the year. Then I did a lateral assignment to procurement fraud, and then I got married and I was like, you know what? I think my days are over with the military, so I left. And so I take my negotiation skills and now I apply them to help you get the best deal, whether you're buying or selling in this area. If you know of anyone looking to purchase or sell in any other location, I have a really good network of real estate agents that specialize in the VA alone, not just lenders, but real estate agents as well, around almost every Air Force base. So I want to show you how much your BAH and your BAH only will qualify you for in relation to a home purchase price. So using the travel.dod.mil site, the zip code for Davis Monthan Air Force Base is 85707. So you're an O-5, or at least this video is for O-5. If you're a different rank, please watch my other videos. I have made one for almost all the other ranks there. So I'm gonna do the first half of presuming that you're an O-5 with dependents. I will also, if you don't have dependents, I got you. I will also be doing it for without dependents. So 2025 BAH 85707 DMA Air Force Base, 2523 is what your BAH is looking at. So I'm running these numbers with a bunch of assumptions and I want to walk through them with you. So we're going to go over here to the mortgage calculator. Remember this number, 2523. Well, you probably already have it memorized. Okay, so on this left-hand side here, I have already done the math for you. And if you want to do the math for yourself as well and kind of shift the numbers around, feel free to do so. This is a public-facing website. I'm on mortgagecalculator.org. Anybody can do this. Number one, the home value, you don't have to worry about this. It doesn't matter what the home value is, it matters what the loan amount is. So whether this is zero or it's $1 million, it depends on what your loan amount is. So for example, here, we're just gonna, I guess to make it easier, more aesthetically pleasing, we can keep the number the same as the loan amount. Presuming you're gonna be putting 0% down payment, like not $1 because you're using the VA loan and you don't want to put anything down, we're gonna keep that as an assumption, number one. So $0 down. We're going to skip this for now. Assuming that the interest rate at this time that you're watching this is 6.5%, this is going to be one of the biggest variables that you're going to see because rates are predicted to increase a bunch of times, at least 3 times in 2025. Some economists think that the interest rate will go up to as high as 8%. That's significantly going to change how much you will qualify for as far as price point. So as of right now, it's 6.5 or ballpark says 6.5. Of course, that depends on a lot of things such as DTI or debt to income, how much, all of your assets are versus all of your expenses, recurring expenses, any sort of debts, your credit score and things like that. But right now we're keeping this at 6.5%, assuming that you take a 30-year loan, which of course you don't have to take a 30-year loan. I've taken out a 15-year loan before, assuming that you're going to be purchasing mid-summer cycle, June 2025, assuming that you are taking a property where the property tax is kind of average for a resale home. Resale home property taxes in Pima County are roughly 0.8% of the purchase price. If you're purchasing a new construction, you're looking at higher. You're looking at 1.1 or 1.2, sometimes 1.3%. Just so you know, property taxes for new builds are higher than a resale home. So presuming you're purchasing a resale home, we're looking at around $1,800, and presuming that you're not going to have PMI, because if you take out a VA loan, you will not have private mortgage insurance or MIP, either of those. Home insurance is roughly between $1,200 and $1,500 at this time. I'm being more conservative with these numbers and putting a higher amount, which is on the higher of that spectrum, $1,500 a year, and presuming that you find a property with an HOA, because it is very hard to find a property without an HOA, number one. Number two, majority of those that I work with end up purchasing with HOA communities. They like the amenities, and we can talk about that more on our one-on-one. If you want to schedule a call, the link is in the description below. That goes directly to my calendar. It's called Calendly. So fill out the questions, make sure that all buying parties are going to be there. You and your spouse, you and your whoever else it may be, are going to be on the call. We'll cover exactly what you're looking for, what you're not looking for, like any deal breakers, your timeline, what specifically you're looking for in a real estate agent, and if it's a good fit, then we'll start working together and I will start sending you some properties and we'll get the best deal for you. Carrying on. So HOAs are very, very common in Tucson. And another thing about Tucson and Pima County in general is the HOAs are typically paid quarterly. So very, very common at this time is about $75 to $90 a quarter. So we're going to put a monthly of $25. And the loan type, we're going to put VA loan. We're going to put purchase or buy over here, hit calculate. That gives us 25-24. So with your BAH with dependents of 25-23, that would likely mean that you qualify if you want to use only your BAH to pay for the PITI, property, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and the HOA. That would mean that you're looking at a property purchase price of $351,000 if you did not want to pay anything over your BAH, because that would mean that roughly you're going to be paying $25.18 a month, which is below your BAH amount. However, if interest rates turn to 7% or 7.5%, then that monthly amount, with all the assumptions being the same on the left-hand side, is going to be different. That monthly amount is going to be higher. I want to give you a big caveat though, is if this is your first time purchasing, that's why I'm making these videos. Even if it's your second time purchasing, third, 15th, I myself have purchased about 6 properties. My wife has purchased 3 or 4. Together we have a small portfolio. Each of us have used the VA loan several times, so I'm here to help, and I am for hire. So if you choose to work with me, I'm more than happy to connect you with the people that I know already at Davis Monthan Air Force Base. I used to work OSI there, as I already stated, and I'm more than happy to help you get a good deal.
Working with Ali was great because being away from Tucson, she was very helpful, and not only recommending the good areas, but also recommending good schools for my daughter. And she made sure the transaction was very smooth. So I just came here for the closing, and it was a great experience.
Working with Ali was awesome because I found out I had to PCS and sell my house really fast, and everything went so smoothly. I sold it right when I wanted to for the price I wanted to, and it was great.
As a first-time home buyer, the process was made easier by you guys helping me going through the whole process, answering all the questions I have.
With that said, the lenders, this is not just Arizona specific, but in general, lenders can lend on not just the BAH amount, but also 50% of your BAS. So can you qualify for more? Absolutely. Chances are you could qualify for probably double. Of course, I don't know the specifics. I don't know what all of your expenses are, what your assets versus your liabilities are. I don't know your student loans. I don't know anything, medical, whatever. So with that said, this is being very, very conservative. Because if you look at this number, $351,000, that is less than the median price of a single family house in Pima County today. That's less than the average price. So the average price right now at this time is $380,000 for like a pretty vanilla 3-bed, 2-bath home. The median price is $355-ish. So at this point, as a lieutenant colonel, your BAH qualifies you for less than the median, let alone the average. So I wanted to share this with you because this is just how much your BAH can qualify you for. Chances are you can qualify for more. Depending on when you are looking to actually start making an offer, it may be more of a buyer's market, it may be more of a seller's market, it may be somewhere in the middle. The pendulum does always swing one way or the other. As of right now, it is still heavier on the seller's market. With that said, I am getting my buyer's offers accepted where we're closing on properties, or rather they're closing on properties with instant equity, meaning the appraisal price comes in higher than what we negotiated, and we've also negotiated for the sellers to pay a lot of their closing costs. That's how it is at this time. I cannot guarantee what the price is going to be like or the terms are going to be like when you go to purchase. What I can promise is I will negotiate the best deal for you. So now part 2, if you are a lieutenant colonel and you do not have any dependents, your BAH, don't think I forgot about you, your BAH is 2151, a number that you probably have already memorized. So let's find out what price point that matches up to. So 2151, presuming the same assumptions as before, 6.5%, 30-year loan, VA loan with average, a little bit on the higher side, home insurance, not average, but median property tax for resale property. We're looking at this number to be below 2151. So let's go with let's make a little jump here. 2151? That's a big jump. Okay, still not a reason to have kids though. Okay, 301, 2151. Okay, so we're looking at, let's try 290, 2151. We're getting hotter. 293? 2151. Here we go. 293 gives you a little bit over 2151. So if you wanted to be extra conservative, you can go to $292,000 is what we're looking at. Again, do not fret. If you have already started looking at homes and started searching on these public facing websites for homes in Tucson, you'll see that there's not much in the 200s. Do not fret. A loan officer will lend on not just your BAH, but they also use 50% of your BAS. If you do plan on being ultra conservative and you only want to purchase a property where your BAH will cover the whole thing, PITI, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, plus the HOA, and we're looking at this 293, that means that any property that we see at this time is going to be flying off the shelf. Anything under 300 sells fast. Anything under 200, forget about it. Like, you have to know behind the scenes of who's about to list. With that said, if you have any questions, you can either drop them in the comments below. If you'd rather have a private conversation where you have a private question, the best way to get a hold of me is just to book a call with the link in the description. I personally will be on the Zoom call, so please have any other buying parties on the call as well. I look forward to welcoming you to Tucson, and I'll see you on the call.